time you're acting out of mental strategies, social expectations, high levels of stress or potential burnout or fear, or constant striving and effort to make things happen, you're doing it out of effort, out of will, out of forcing, which is the opposite of alignment. So alignment comes from being guided from your inner authority, inner intuition, understanding of your unique energy, understanding of what inspires you, how to move with inspiration, feeling a sense of ease, flow, and satisfaction while doing whatever you're doing, trusting in the natural unfolding of what's happening, and making decisions based on internal guidance and true self, the authentic self. So this is the biggest difference between forcing something and living in alignment. So alignment is not being passive and waiting for things to happen. It's still doing things almost similarly as you're doing them with force, with will. But the biggest difference is timing, as I mentioned in the previous video. So noticing what inspires you, what sparks that sense of enthusiasm inside of you, because enthusiasm is deeply connected to your soul's mission, your soul's purpose, knowing what lights you up, knowing what awakens life within you, and then doing things accordingly. So if you want to live more in alignment with yourself, you firstly need to understand your unique energy imprint. You need to understand what wakes you up, what inspires you, what makes you feel enthusiastic, what makes you feel more coherent, like less stressed, more enjoyable, more passionate. So to give you an example, for me it's having certain routines in my day, like waking up early, going out for a run or doing a workout, and taking time to meditate, to listen to my inner voice, to calm down my overthinking and to listen to my inner voice, and then organizing these thoughts a little bit so then I can initiate them. And then doing a lot of creative things in a day. I'm a very creative person. My energy is, I'm a generator. I love to generate, to act on new ideas, to organize them, to stay consistent with them. So this is my unique energy. And when I'm working like that, I will feel in alignment, and I will feel like I'm just responding to all these inspiring insights, to all these inner calls, to all this intuitive, guidance that comes to me. I respond to them, and every time I respond to them, it feels like life would be charging me with more energy. Like I would just feel recharged when I'm doing that, and that is a sign of alignment. So you need to kind of follow this inner, you could call it inner authority. I think in human design system, if you're familiar with that, it's called the inner authority. It's basic understanding that you start looking within for answers, for guidance, for insights, for clarity, rather than outside for certain authorities to tell you what you should do. And it's quite challenging, and it requires a lot of courage, because suddenly, when your intuition says you should do something, you may be afraid of doing that because it's unfamiliar, or because it's scary, or because you're scared of being judged. So you're kind of tested and challenged to do that work. And your intuition will ask you to do what's the most, purposeful, and what will initiate or ignite your evolution, which may be a scary thing for ego, because ego is trying to control everything. That's why you like to force things to happen, because that way you give yourself a sense that you have things in control, that you can take care of the things and you can make sure that you're safe and secure, while intuition starts trusting that you will be provided if you do things out of authenticity, if you do things out of inspiration, if you do things out of the need to evolve, the need to grow, the need to become the greatest version of yourself you can be. So all decisions need to be based in more authentic approach. Like whatever you choose to do, you don't do it because you want to be like someone else. You do it because you want to become more skillful in authentic expression, which is another challenging thing we are learning right now. To become skillful at authentic expression, because most of us have been trained to talk certain way, to think certain way, to behave certain way, to feel certain way about certain things. But then inner world doesn't lie. Your inner senses, they don't lie. They are giving you certain, impulses for a reason. When you notice, here's a bad vibe or here's a good vibe, you feel that for a reason. Something gives you good energy and something gives you a bad energy. There's a reason behind that. And more you start listening to what gives you good energy and what feeds you with energy, what emotions you feel, and abilities to express your emotions. When you allow yourself to process emotional waves and reach clarity before committing any decision, you start following more to that inner authority. Processing emotional waves is something very important because emotions sometimes may blind you and then you do things out of alignment with you because you're overwhelmed or you're scared or stressed out. But when you process what you feel, you begin to understand how uniquely you're functioning, and therefore you start to wonder where you could provide what is needed based by your authentic imprint, based by your unique sensitivity, however you uniquely function in this world. So you need to have certain practices that allow you to know yourself better, like mindfulness or self-awareness, where you engage a little bit more in certain types of practices, where you become more familiar with how your mind works, like how you come across clarity, how you can, express what you're going through to make sense out of what's happening in your life, the way you communicate with others, the way you articulate your thoughts. Journaling can be a powerful practice to get more into alignment, to observe yourself and notice just what brings you more coherent energy, and making this regular checks, like checking yourself. How are you doing? Are you right now doing something out of force because you're afraid that if you don't do it, it will not work out? Or you actually look up for what inspires you in this moment and you do it out of inspiration, and you start wondering where this project could take you if you would really become good at it. Like painting for me, for example, at the beginning of my journey back in 2018, when I started painting, I was deeply inspired to do that, and my ego was like, why are you doing that? Like, what people will say if you're painting, things like that. It's not so valuable. That's what ego would say. But my intuition said, just explore that and see how good it feels when you're doing that, and then just follow this feeling. And that's what I did, and incredible things started happening. Not immediately. There was many dark moments and heavy moments because I was still trying to control everything. But alignment for me was following this intuitive spark, doing more of this, and then asking the source or asking intuition for clarity. How can I make a living out of that? What is, the direction I need to go towards? And see how then these answers may start unfolding to you. You kind of expose your not knowingness to the source, and then it can bring you answers. When you actually start acting like you don't know everything, ego tries to know everything, tries to pretend it knows everything, so it would feel safe, it would feel secure. But intuition is like, well, expose your ignorance and be willing to learn, and then open up and see what is finding you. This is alignment. That's why you need a sense of courage to walk in alignment, because so many times you want to control things. You want to control other people. You want to manipulate events, circumstances, and even people in your life, just out of fear. So you would feel safe. So maybe you would feel more superior. So you would not be offended or scared or whatever. But intuition works so much differently. Intuition works out of a drive for learning, drive for growth, and drive for evolution. A very different approach, and that's why it takes a lot of time. And the year 2024 is all about trial and error in learning to align ourselves, to live more in alignment and less in control. In previous years, it just worked if you've controlled something, manipulated, and things kind of worked out until they've been maybe exposed. But now it's all about alignment, finding alignment. And it's really, knowing yourself. That's why this is the year of understanding yourself, knowing yourself. That's why there's more of this kind of information coming out in psychology, in spirituality, in psychiatry, in physics, in almost any field. People are exploring who we truly are and how uniquely each of us is functioning. Many people are exploring the truth behind religion, to go beneath the surface of what was known before, like God is this and that's what we should believe in. Now we're going deeper and understanding, look, each of us has an intimate relationship with a source of life. And by exposing our own ignorance, we come across learning and opportunity to grow. And then growth provides us new understanding, and new understandings influences our behavior to act differently. And when we start acting differently, we experience different results, and different results bring us more understanding and more expansion. And then results can tell us if we've done it right or if we haven't done it right. Like the results that benefit our growth, that benefit our evolution, and that satisfy us will tell us that we've done it right. The results that irritate us or maybe dissatisfy us will tell us that we're doing something wrong, we're still doing something out of ignorance. When we do something wrong, it just means we're doing it out of ignorance. We're not willing to change. And alignment again tells us open up to clarity. Like stop acting like you know everything. Stop acting like you know how to make things done. Like you haven't designed nature and it works so perfectly. And if you learn to surrender to the natural order, who knows where it can take you? You've been born with very unique skills, talents, and potential in which these skills and talents can evolve. So you can provide something to the world that can only come to you, through you. And this is the fundamental spiritual understanding of your existence. And alignment then means to allow these unique skills, unique talents to be evolved. And in order to allow it to happen means that you start exploring what they are. You start exploring what they are, what inspires them, what ignites them, what kind of turns on that inner fire that makes you feel enthusiastic about this inner exploration. This puts you into alignment. In conversations or, social interactions, we experience alignment when we have deep, constructive conversations. They don't need to be like, talking with same-minded people, even though it's very meaningful many times, but it needs to be constructive. Like even someone may challenge your beliefs, but then eventually together you come across new understanding, very constructive and very, very meaningful. It's a sign of alignment. Sometimes something will disrupt you, only so you can grow into a new understanding. So when something in your life is disrupting you right now, it's a sign that you're ready to grow, you're ready to evolve. Don't look at it as something bad, look at it as something, of course, something scary, but also something that is pushing you into change, into a positive evolution. And it is another sign that you're getting into alignment, into a new alignment. So in order to be more in alignment in your day, when it comes to taking action, structure your day to match your energy levels and, let's say, natural rhythms. It means that you do hard things at times when you have the most energy, and you do maybe things that put you into a flow state at times when you have maybe stress inside of you, or when you need to disconnect from your daily activities. Like, for example, painting for me puts me into a state where I don't need to think, I don't need to plan, I just do it. So therefore, if I have a busy day with meetings or any other things, many social interactions and so on, painting for me will be an escape from all of that, and it will put me into a state of alignment. The benefits of alignment are that it actually make you so much more productive and you will feel so much better. And when you learn to navigate yourself through the day more with alignment rather than force, you will start to feel like life becomes so much more joyful. And another interesting thing that starts happening out of alignment is that so many rewards start finding you. Like, you just feel rewarded for your work. Like, life, the universe would just, bring you all these manifestations as science. Like, those are science telling you, hey, you're doing it right. You're doing it right. Keep going. Because the universe understands how scary it is for you to walk in alignment. That's why you get reward so fast, to notice that, keep up with that, because it's worthy. So learn to listen to your body, to pay attention to certain physical causes and signals from your body, to notice how your body feels. Like, when I'm out of alignment, I kind of feel irritated in my body. Like, it feels, this is not right. This is not right. And then I start wondering like what I really want to do. And sometimes I need to sit down for 10-20 minutes to find out what I really need to do right now. And I will sit there and just listen. And when I know, I do it. And if I follow what came to me as an intuitive insight, if I take action with it, well, I always get rewarded for it. So you need to understand this nature's mechanism that says, if you don't use it, you lose it. If you don't listen to your intuition will kind of lower its volume, because it will say you're not ready. So it will stop wasting its energy. Your soul will stop wasting its energy. It will say, well, go recycle the same pattern, so sometime in the future you will be so disappointed with what you've done that you will start asking bigger questions like what I should really do, and that's when your intuition will start speaking to you again. So my advice is always to take time right now and listen what you need to do. Don't follow your fear, follow your need, what needs to be done. Follow the excitement, the joy, this knowing what needs to be done, even if it's scary, even if it's painful, what needs to be done. This will put you into alignment. Like, for example, you should go on a meeting for that new job. Fear says, oh, don't go there because maybe you will be disappointed. But intuition says, go there because you will experience something new, and that will give you growth, that will help you to evolve, and it will give you new experiences. Even though you may be rejected, you will still learn something new, and that lesson will help you then at another meeting to be more confident and whatever is your thing. And therefore you should go there and do it. So that is the biggest difference. When we live by will and by force, many times we also do things out of fear and we avoid what we should actually do. When we do things out of intuition, we do what brings us the most growth. We do what strengthens clarity, understanding, and connections in our lives. Because still we are, a family of human beings. We are here to build connections, to be a part of web of humanity. And it's a beautiful thing when you start living more in alignment with this new paradigm that says that together we are just stronger. And the principle of strength is connection. So I hope you found great value today in understanding of the difference between forcing something and living in alignment with the natural rhythms of energy. My friends, I'm sending you lots of love, blessings, and power. Have a wonderful day, and thanks to everyone for joining our Patreon community for more exclusive content, and thanks to everyone for supporting my art in our store AttractPassion.com and the Etsy store I Draw My Passion. With every purchase of my art, you're supporting this mission, and I'm truly grateful for that. So till next time, one love.